Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Backlash All-Star Draft event, the first ever real draft of the series, and the first pay-per-view of the TEW 2020 era. We have an amazing show. We have, as you can see, the matches. It's gonna be a little more. Obviously, this is a lesser show. Uh, and if I haven't, it's not gonna be like usual pay per view. I'll really go through the matches and stuff. The more draft picks are the main kind of pick, but we do have our 5 matches here on the show tonight. The main show, we have the Shield versus Suzuki Gun, as well as Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Two big Team Raw versus Team SmackDown matches to secure various draft picks. We have Austin Aries versus Cole Cabana. The two branded champions fighting each other. In non-title match, we have Air Harem versus Perfect Fortunes for the World Tag Team Championships. And then we have, finally, the main event, the WrestleMania rematch, which will main event the show. Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion, defends his newly won title against The Miz. So let's just jump right into the show. We do have some pre-show action for the 50,000 people in the Lad Pebble Stadium as Crime Time picks up a much-needed win against Pride and Honor in 8:50 when Shad Gaspard pinned Richie Steamboat with an STO. Getting Crime Time the win here. They need some momentum. I'd like to keep Crime Time around now that I think about it. I know I had mentioned that I, didn't, real world events aside, they're a pretty solid hand in the tag team division. Shad Gaspard especially with the 65, kind of the worker of the group. But yeah, no, and eventually at some point I do want Pride and Honor also to get kind of in the tag. So a lot of tag team, a lot of people I want to try to get over in TEW 2020. It's a little more difficult, but I appreciate the challenge. So basically we have the start of the first segment in which we have all the general managers. We have Shane McMahon, who is, after this event, is going to be gone. He is going to be away from the crowd. He is going to be gone forever into the Shadow Realm. To basically handle the business that is, more WWE, like the very financial business. Making sure the company doesn't go out of pressure with his 1% stock, but he's not the CEO. There is no CEO. We've already addressed that. So General Manager Tyson Kidd from SmackDown and Robert Downey Jr. from Raw, which, that's a sentence. I hope you've fucking been paying attention. So Robert Downey Jr. clearly still drunk somehow. Shane McMahon goes, welcome to the Backlash All-Star Draft. All 50,000 people pop hard. And they said, for our first event in the draft, it's only fitting that we do this via the natural way, the coin toss. This coin toss, gentlemen, will decide who will get the very first pick in the draft. And he goes, are you ready? And Tyson Kidd picks heads. Robert Downey Jr. picks tails. The coin flick picks up, lands down, and it's tails. So Raw gets the first draft pick, and Robert Downey Jr. Of course, Tyson Kidd's like, this guy's fucking drunk. And Shane's like, oh, well, whatever. I wanted to be Tyson, but whatever. And Robert Downey Jr., the question on everyone's mind, is he going to make a good draft pick? And he points up to the screen, and we do the do-do-do-do, like the draft fucking graphics. They're up there. And all of a sudden, the first draft pick is John Cena. And the crowd lose their shit. We haven't even seen John Cena. And his music plays, and it's his old like do 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 music, and everyone's like, is he turned face? What's going on? And everyone waits for John Cena, but he never shows up. John Cena's not there still. And Tyson Kidd, he's actually at one point relieved he doesn't have to deal with John, but Tyson Kidd's like, clever play. Like, he did not expect this kind of move from Robert Downey Jr. The very first pack being John Cena, a historic draft already underway, and we have our very first match on the card as Team Raw loses actually to Team SmackDown as Derek Bateman rolls up Shelton Benjamin. I thought I said it to one of the Dragonesses. Sorry, I'm doing the cross. I don't know why I'm doing praying the cross to my boy 64, but Shelton Benjamin will be getting over. But Derek Bateman, the underman, the dark horse in this match, gets the pinfall of Tights. He has to cheat to win, but he does get a victory for SmackDown An incredible victory for SmackDown, much needed after losing their first draft pick. And we cut to the second draft pick as we hear Tyson Kidd doesn't come out physically, but we do see the graphics, and we see we got 2 draft picks now. These are 2 draft picks for SmackDown. And the first draft pick is CM Punk. And wow, what an interesting draft pick. Punk making his way to SmackDown. He has done a lot on Raw. Felt the time was to move him to SmackDown, see what he can really do. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes, but then we have the next draft pick. And it's a tag team. The Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson. They haven't really done much on Raw. They had came up in the middle of the year, but now they find themselves on SmackDown, where, on the USA Network, Raw is on MTV. I don't know if people knew that, but I just felt like saying that. But, the Young Bucks on SmackDown. Hopefully they can do really good. They are a really great tag team. Not quite over with the audience yet, but things can always change. So it's good to see some more tag team levels being on SmackDown. So those are the 2 draft picks for SmackDown as we cut into the next match. And we have a hype package, actually, instead of a match. Learn to your shit, dumbass. As we hype the Perfect Fortunes versus Air Harem. These Air Harem won the WrestleMania pre-show match to secure a tag team title shot at this event. Perfect Fortunes have held the belt. This is a more friendly rivalry. These are just 2 teams who are going to try to out-wrestle each other, trying to win as much as they can. Ted DiBiase, Jr. Dolph Ziggler, they've proven themselves. They have fully proven themselves that they can go. But Air Harem really need the win here because they've proven themselves that they can go in big stances, but they have never gotten the championship victory yet. So the question is, can they actually prevail? Can they actually do it? And in an 85 match, they actually do it as Yujiro Takahashi hits a massive spear on Dolph Ziggler after probably distraction from all the fucking the bunnies on the outside. Massive spear, Goldberg, some fucking probably jackhammers him too. Air Harem win the World Tag Team Champions in a great match. Fantastic with these 2. Absolutely perfection from these 2 teams. Evan Bourne actually getting the biggest rating of the night, which is very good. But in Superb Wrestling, great heat, went 18 minutes. So, great match from these 2. Always good to see the tag team division really delivering. And then we have the next 2 picks for Raw. Raw gets 2 picks as a result of SmackDown's 2 picks. It's only fair. And we see the machine hype up as the first pick for Raw is Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio is a very interesting pick. He's done all right on SmackDown in the series. Not the best, but perhaps a facelift can do him some good on Raw. And then we cut to the next draft pick, and that is Derek Bateman. And somewhere out there, Derek Bateman's probably fucking screaming because he basically put his neck out to save SmackDown, hoping to get more opportunities, and now he's on Raw. Not to say that he won't get opportunities on Raw, but Derek Bateman and Alberto Del Rio can welcome themselves to Monday Night Raw and to MTV, courtesy of the general manager, Robert Downey Jr. So those are the 2 draft picks. And then in a 71 and a good match, the Shield keep their streak going when they defeat Suzuki Gun, when Roman Reigns pinned Minoru Suzuki with a Samoan driver. That's a hell of a fucking sentence. But, Roman Reigns, does it. He actually was the weaker link here, followed up by Suzuki. So the 2 shittiest parts of the fucking match pull out the victory here. But, granted, that's not that shitty. Just fucking being an asshole. And then no story, too, either. This is a lesser event, so don't gotta worry about pop loss. But, obviously, good win for Team Raw right here. Team SmackDown. Suzuki Gun tried, but the dream match ends in favor of the Shield. They keep that 3-man streak, of course, going. And then we have the main kind of round here, the last round before, I believe, the main event. I could be disappointed, I could be fucking with you, and I could be lying because I'm an idiot. But we have the main round. First, we're going to have 2 draft picks from SmackDown, 2 from Raw. So the first draft pick from SmackDown, lights go out again, is Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has been on SmackDown, but we had addressed that he wasn't formally on a brand. So now him and the Wyatt family are on SmackDown. Usually it's a complete package, I would assume. So, a good kind of formality pick right there. But the next pick is a new one, as R-Truth is making his way to SmackDown. R-Truth, and one of those guys that's kind of been lost in the shuffle. Perhaps a new lease on life will give him some much needed exposure. And then we next get to Raw, and we have the first draft pick going to Raw is Principal. What the fuck did I say? Principal. Yeah, he's a principal. Principe Mysterio. Prince Mysterio goes to Raw. He could not beat his uncle, but now there he is on his way to Monday Night Raw, and a very big move for the young man. And speaking of kind of young men, who's not really, Kazarian also is drafted to Monday Night Raw. He was doing good on SmackDown, but now that Relation on Life, maybe he can secure himself a championship win. Maybe he can steer that. And also, we see Rey Mysterio. He's kind of like, we see the roster reacting. He's not happy about Bray Wyatt, but he's good to see the opportunity come to his young nephew. He tries to shake his hand, but his nephew just kind of doesn't blow him off, but he just kind of nods. And Bray kind of, he understands. He understands. He nods back. And those are the kind of the last two draft picks for that era. And now we have a match, and an awesome match at that. We have Colt Cabana defeating Austin Aries in 1750 with a Colt 45. During this match, Kevin Steen ran in and beat Austin Aries' ass while the referee was about. Austin Aries has been doing shit with fucking Aries, with Kevin Steen for a while, with him and Sami Zayn. So Kevin Steen looks to be wanting to beat Austin Aries' ass. That is not something you want to see when you're a champion, is Kevin Steen running, trying to kick your ass. And Colt Cabana does take advantage of that with the Colt 45 for a massive win there. 85 too, really good, man. Austin Aries just really doing good. And next we see The Miz makes his entrance. He comes out. He basically does his WrestleMania entrance. The Miz has just accepted. He's not going to be a better wrestler than Daniel Bryan. He's not going to be a smarter, better wrestler than him. He's better than everybody. So now he's just gone back to his egomaniacal ways. He comes out. He's got all this shit. He's got reporters. He's got all kinds of cameras on him. He's making his way down to the ring as he prepares for his match with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, same thing at WrestleMania. No special entrance. No, nothing of the sort. Just the yes chance. He's here to beat Miz's ass and tap him out, where the Miz is here to reclaim something that he lost at WrestleMania. And that match in a 96 match, in an exceptional, Daniel Bryan hits the running double knees and secures the WWE title, this first defense in a 96. What a great way to end the show on our main event. But the show is technically not over because, and apparently Miz is looking stale. That'll be something to work around. We have the kind of end segment in which Triple H comes out. We haven't seen Triple H for a hot minute. He comes out and he goes face to face with Daniel Bryan. And they're looking at each other, and Daniel Bryan, he kind of laughs. He's like, really? Really, old man? This is what you want? Fine by me. Fine by me. Does this mean they're going to have a match at Extreme Rules? We'll have to clarify. But as those two leave, Miz is still there. He's getting up, and he's just like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm the Miz. Do you know who I am? I'm the man that carried Raw. I am the man that made Raw a star. I am the best this company has to offer. They wish on SmackDown that they could even get a whiff of my talent. Those fuckheads over there don't even know what they're doing. I should be at the end of the show every week. I should have that title. And then the draft thing starts to pick up again. SmackDown has one last pick. And it's The Miz. And The Miz is like, after just shitting all over SmackDown's like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. And Miz just kind of stares at that. And then he just starts ripping apart the He is fucking pissed. Not that going on Raw is in itself a bad thing, but he knows that his time at the top on Raw, clearly, and maybe in the WWE. Shut up, Java Update. Go fucking eat ass. I'm trying to cut a promo. Did caught me off guard. Task bar. But he's like, he knows that he's fucked up, and now what will SmackDown make of the Miz? We'll just have to see as we end the show. We'll have to see as we end the show. As we finish. And a 96, obviously, no pop changes just because it's a lesser show. But what an awesome show in and of itself. Thank you guys for watching the SmackDown draft. We have a bunch of changes going on, and I'll have to work them out. By the time you see this episode, I'll probably have moved into not moved in, I should say. I'm spending a month with my parents, but I'm bringing the computer, so videos will still be coming out. They'll probably at a slower pace. I will be working. So I'll see you guys in the next upload on Monday Night Raw.